Barcelona have won the 2020-25 Copa del Rey after securing a 3-2 victory over Real Madrid in the final at Locatia. Barcelona came out of the blocks flying, and they dominated the early stages. They came close to scoring on multiple occasions, but in the 28th minute, they did manage to break the deadlock deservedly.
Lamine Yamal did brilliantly on the right to draw in 3 Real Madrid defenders, and when he played in CopaDelRey, the midfielder has lots of space to pick out the top corner from the edge of the box.
Barcelona should have grabbed their chances in the first half, and they were made to pay for it in the second period. Kylian Mbappé was introduced at the interval, and on 70 minutes, he scored the first direct free kick of his career to bring Real Madrid back level at Locatia.
And 7 minutes later, Real Madrid completed the comeback. Arda Güler delivered an excellent corner that landed perfectly on the head of Aurelien Tchouaméni, who could not miss from 6 yards out. Barcelona were shocked after that, but they managed to regroup and find the equalizer soon after.
It came from another Lamine Yamal assist, as he played Ferran Torres in, and the striker took the ball away from Thibaut Courtois before rolling into the empty net. Barcelona thought they had been awarded a penalty in the dying stages of normal time when Rafinha went down under a challenge from Raul Asensio, but the decision was overturned after a VAR check, and the Brazilian was yellow-carded for simulation.
Extra time was cagey, but in the 116th minute, the winner came, and it went to Barcelona. Jules Koundé intercepted a loose ball before driving forward and finding the bottom corner of Courtois' goal.
After analysing the match statistics, we can see that Madrid attempted to put us under pressure for the opening 5 minutes, but their pressing was poor and easily exploited. With Inigo, Martin, and CopaDelRey on the left, Valverde and Rodrigo were outnumbered because they concentrated too much on covering our right flank.
Madrid put a lot of effort into shutting off our right side as Barca began to cause them a lot of trouble. While Ceballos remained near Fran Garcia to continuously generate 1v2 situations against Lamine Yamal, Vinicius applied tremendous pressure to Cubarsí to prevent any build-up from the right.
Barca needed to generate more down the left as a result of this focus blocking the right. Unfortunately, Gerard Martin's lack of speed and offensive danger prevented him from taking advantage of all the space he was receiving. Bold's absence was brutally visible once more.
Overall, Madrid's focus on the right was successful. They neutralized Yamal without being punished because of our lack of danger from the left. However, committing Ceballos to helping Fran Garcia resulted in a loss of one of the teams for midfielders, limiting their natural advantage.
We quickly gained numerical advantage as it turned into a 3v3 in midfield. A smooth centre movement was made possible by Ferran dropping into half spaces or Rafinha moving inside, with Tchouaméni closely tracking Olmo. He continued to cross lines with his passes as Inigo was free.
In order to mark Ferran or Rafinha, Valverde and Bellingham, who were supposed to keep an eye on CopaDelRey and Frenkie, were forced to drop deeper in several phases. This gave our pivots considerably more flexibility to dominate possession and command the game.
Madrid was forced to play long balls because of our pressing structure, which stopped them from building from the back. Our midfielders and full backs recover fast, even when aerial balls are lost. More significantly, our use of the counter-pressing significantly beat Madrid. Everyone pushed hard to get the ball back as soon as we lost it.
Bellingham remained still. Vina continued to think about the pass, and additionally Rodrigo, who put in the most effort, was only running as Real Madrid lost possession of the ball. In order to start a risky counter-attack, CopaDelRey was able to play a superb long ball to Lamine with ease.
Madrid's midfielders had to concentrate on supporting Fran Garcia against Yamal. 3 out of 4 were committed to him that left CopaDelRey unmarked at the outside of the box. He took advantage of it and scored the well-earned first goal with a flawless finish.
Madrid was forced to press once again in the final 15 minutes of the half after our goal. This caused us to lose some control, but it also created enormous gaps in their defense that we unfortunately were unable to take advantage of, primarily due to Rafinha's extremely sloppy and rushed decision-making.
In order to combine with Vizquez, Madrid also had Bellingham drop deep, which began to overcome our press. It didn't, however, result in any danger since, despite beating the press, they were unable to avoid our offside trap, getting a penalty after Vinicius was caught offside and scored an offside goal.
However, Madrid's offensive game improved by taking advantage of our defense's weaknesses. Bellingham had too much freedom without a DM, and they also stopped playing long, aimless balls and took necessary chances in build-up, which suited them well, especially because our press was softer from fatigue.
Count had to go out of position to press Fran, which created space for Mbappe and Vini to exploit after the long ball came in. They were more careful even when they did play long balls, hopeful for the ball to reach their left back first.
This left our centre-backs in 1v1 situations with two exceptional dribblers. Putting on Araujo, a 1v1 specialist, would have been perfect to manage such duels, and putting on Gavi, our most aggressive midfielder, may have also helped deal with Bellingham.
While Madrid proceeded to take advantage of Bellingham's mobility and set up advantageous 1v1 scenarios with our CBs, we were completely lost from minutes 60 to 80. We were only spared by a few last-ditch tackles from Barca or Inigo because Flick, for some reason, delayed putting on Gavi and Araujo. Pedri and Frankie had too much freedom to go centrally to Rafinha or Ferran in the first few minutes of the second half, even though Madrid's second-half press was still easily bypassed defensively. But once Ancelotti made his replacements, things began to shift.
Madrid eventually became ready to press with structure and intensity after replacing Vasquez and Ceballos with Modric and Güler. Madrid's press worked for the first time, pressing our CBS with Mbappe and Güler, Vincon Count, and Valverde on Martin, leaving everyone marked.
Even our midfielders were quickly marked. At times, Pedri was doubled down, which caused him to lose control in dangerous spaces. Although this gave Frankie more freedom, he didn't take full use of it, preferring to slow things down rather than take advantage of the openings.
However, this pressure exposed them defensively. Rafinha sadly missed both of our clear goal-scoring opportunities, and we were unable to beat the press and regain those positions thereafter.
Their constant pressure eventually led to their goal, as Pedri lost the ball in midfield, and Mbappe dribbled past Ego in a 1v1, winning a dangerous free kick, which he surprisingly converted. They followed this up with another goal from a corner, turning the tables on us. We were able to restore some control when Madrid had to give up their press and defend deep after the goal. The Fermin substitution began to have an effect after being instructed to speed down the right to help and release Lamine, which resulted in Courtois saving a goal.
Finally, as Madrid tried to waste time in an attack, Barca won the ball back and caught them off guard with a quick counter. A beautiful pass from Lamine released Ferran, who exploited Kroitz's mistake, and finished Conley to score the equalizer and take the game into extra time.
After our equalizer, we had the momentum, especially with Flick finally making the necessary subs, bringing on Gavi and Araujo and shifting Inigo to left-back position, where he did an excellent job, while Araujo was clearly instructed to man-mark Mbappe wherever he went.
In the meantime, Gavi successfully dealt with Bellingham, helped by Garcia upon his arrival. Additionally, Gavi gave our midfield much-needed energy by not holding back and pushing the ball forward, taking advantage of openings and bringing pace, all of which had been lacking in the initial stages. These changes made Madrid less dangerous, while Vinicius was often wasteful. His removal also benefited since he created threat that Madrid was lacking. We took back the initiative and started focusing on Madrid's defensive weaknesses again, particularly in the center.
The game was still perfectly balanced, though, and either outcome could have happened, as it turned into a competition to see who could win more duels, fight harder for every ball. Technical aspects became less important. It turned out to be Count who delivered the clutch moment.
Count was told to concentrate on dealing with the winger instead of pressing high on the left back. Since Diaz usually waits for the ball, he did a fantastic job of cutting passes off before ball reached the winger, which made Count's job more simple. And Count fired a ball into the net, giving Barca the title.
To conclude, this was one of the few games when Flick didn't respond well. Our final was nearly lost due to a delay in substitutions. We had excellent chances to win the game in the second half, but we cannot ignore our domination in the initial phase. It might have been simpler with more clinical finish. We are one step closer to the treble now. It was a tough final, but the win gives us momentum and confidence to carry our season. Next we play Inter Milan, who lost 3 games in a row now. Now the mental and physical aspects will play the key role, but the trophy that we won in El Clasico is a booster for the team. What are your thoughts on the game and this video? Comment down below. Subscribe for more Barca related videos.